Hello and welcome to Holiday House Tips. We have been decorating with inflatables for probably about 13 years now. We have been doing massive inflatable displays for at least 6-7 years now, I think. So over the years we have developed a lot of tricks and tips to help ourselves put the display up easier, keep it up better in the wind and stuff like that. We often get people asking us for advice. In this particular case today, we're going to be discussing how some of their inflatables just won't stand up straight, wind or no wind. And today in particular, it's kind of windy. But you can see this marshmallow man here, he just doesn't want to stand up. No matter what we do, he just will not stand up on his own. We put him up, and maybe now he'll fall backwards. He just doesn't want to stand up straight. Took us, this is the first guy we bought, first inflatable we bought, where we encountered this problem. It took us a couple weeks to figure out a solution. And here is our solution. These are garden stakes. You can get them at, the garden section of like Home Depot or Lowe's, Menards, stuff like that. They're just garden stakes. They cost about $2 or $3. They come in various sizes, but they work really, really well. We happen to have two of these marshmallow men. This is without the garden stakes, and this guy over here is with the garden stakes. And you can see what a difference just two little garden stakes help keep him up straight. Like I said, it's really windy today too, and he does not care. He is like, I am going to stay up here whether you want me to or not. And this guy's given up. He doesn't care about anything. Now there's several ways you can install these garden stakes. What we typically do, you see the loops where you're supposed to put the tethers at right here? We typically just put the stakes directly through those loops, and that works well most of the time. Sometimes you might want to put the stake outside of the loop but near it, and then you wrap a string around it to keep them up. That is one tip we've learned over the years. We've also seen people make this complaint, when they're leaving reviews for decorations, like, when decoration just won't stand up. And I understand the frustration. You expect it to work out of the box. But it's like I said, it's $2 or $3 per garden stake. It's really not bad if you have a decoration you really like, you really enjoy, you want to actually stand up straight. Look at him in the wind, he's still standing pretty good. As you can see, we use a lot of these stakes in our display. We don't have everything up at the moment because it's, like I said, it's really windy. I just want to do a demonstration. But you can see all the stakes, we use a lot of these stakes and they work really well. And they come in different sizes. Like I said, look at this little guy. This little tiny stake here. We like to get stakes that are appropriate for the decoration, because as you can see, it kind of blends in. You don't really notice that stake there. Now, if you were to use a giant stake for this guy, it'd be like above his head. That'd be a little obvious. So it's a good idea to get the stake appropriate for your decoration. Now this typically works for, we figure about decoration, about like this guy, this marshmallow man, about 8 feet tall. Any taller than that, and these stakes, they bend easily, they break. The decoration, it'll just rock back and forth, and the stake just gets loose and doesn't do its job anymore. So for anything much bigger than 8 feet tall, you're going to want to use a different solution. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. I'll be right back. So this right here is a fence post. They come in various sizes, 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet. I think they even come taller than that. And they work really well. Once they're in the ground, the decoration is not going to move it. It's going to stay there pretty much no matter what, as far as decoration at all moving it. It's going to stay there. It's not going to move. It's in the ground like a good, I think, almost foot. It's solid steel. It ain't going anywhere. The only thing you want to be careful with it, there's a lot of sharp edges on this thing, especially the top here where you pound it in. That's really sharp. These things are kind of sharp. It's just sharp all the way around. So, and that's obviously bad, especially when you're using them to keep a decoration from moving a lot in the wind. It's going to rub against that, get a big old hole in it. It's just not going to be pretty. So what we do is we get these sections of PVC pipe. We get them just big enough to fit around here. I think these are like 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. Slide them on down there and completely cover it. That way, at worst, the decoration is rubbing against a soft plastic, piece of plastic. It's not going to hurt it at all. We cut these in like 2-foot sections because we have different sizes of the fence posts. So it is nice to be able to use the same PVC pipes. Like, oh, this one's 4 feet tall. It only needs 2 sections of pipe. Well, this one's 3 feet tall or 6 feet tall. I mean, 3 sections of pipe. That works really well. Let me go around here so I can show you what I mean here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we use a lot of slang here at Holiday House. So if we're trying to communicate with one another to say, hey, this is what we need, this is what we're going to do. These stakes, we refer to them as big stakes. No, this decoration needs a big stake. Oh, I know what you mean. It needs a garden stake. That's just what we call. And these fence posts we just call metal stakes. So, you know what I mean. But anyways, there's this guy. This is a 12-footer, and he just does not want to stand up in the wind. You look at him. He's just like, nope, I ain't gonna stand up. And like I said, you don't want those garden stakes. They just won't work on someone this tall and big. So we have a fence post behind him here, and I'm going to show you how much better it looks once I tie him to that fence post. I'll be right back. And look at him now. Yeah, he's leaning a little bit because it's a really windy day. I'm not sure even how the decoration's up at all, how windy it is. But that is a much better, it's a much better improvement. I mean, he's just, before he was just laying on the ground here, now he's standing tall and he's just like, he doesn't care. You can see all he just did is tie it around here. What I probably could do is actually, well, I can make this tighter. I can make it tight enough. That's part of the problem. I should probably move the pipe over to his right a little bit because it's kind of far away. That's kind of why he's leaning a little bit too, but still, even if I'm leaning a little bit, it still looks nice. It's a huge improvement over how he was looking before. It's just, let me see if I can get it further away from here. You can see over here, see other decorations for a minute. That's a much better improvement than what he was. It still looks nice. I like it. I might need some tweaking there, but it looks good. Then I also want to show you, since we're talking about these fence posts, this big guy. This is a huge pumpkin. And look at him, he's just huge. He's massive. And he used to move so much. No matter what we did, he just kept moving and rocking back and forth, and until we decided to start tying him to these fence posts, these metal stakes. We got one on each side of him so he doesn't move that much. We also have him tied to the deck. Might not be necessary anymore, but he's just solid. I mean, look at him. How windy it is today. You see all the other decorations are moving, they're swaying. He just a big monster, and he is not moving hardly an inch. He's just in place. He does not want to move at all. And that is amazing. Now there's one more thing I want to show you could do with these garden stakes. And you can see with this tall guy, the idea of attaching it to the loop here doesn't work that well. I mean, look at him. He just keeps swaying back and forth in the wind. So I want to show you another thing you could do with these garden stakes. I'll be right back. And we're back. Look how much better he's standing up. He's just standing up nice and straight. Still wobbling a little bit, but it is, like I said, again, it's a very windy day anyways, but look how much better he's standing up. And what you can do here, what I did, go behind him, you can see, you just put the garden stakes behind the decoration. And that way, it'll work in the direction the wind's blowing, of course. In this particular case, the wind's knocking them back, so these stakes keep them upright. If you were to go the other way, which I don't know if that's gonna be a problem, what you could do, well, part of the problem we have is the fact that we have a pathway in our display, so we have to keep the pathway clear. We can't put a bunch of tie downs, cords in the middle of the path. People trip on them. So if he were to blow the other way, we might just maybe put some stakes, some tethers back here to kind of keep them upright from this direction. But just easily you could put some stakes in front of him too if he were to blow, if you start falling forward. But again, he was falling backwards, and these stakes just worked absolutely wonderful. Look how much better he is standing up. It is amazing. And yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover today. Just wanted to end with, I'm sure there are other solutions people might have come up with to keep their decorations standing nice and tall in the wind or otherwise. These are just the tips that we have discovered over the years, and they work well for us, and hopefully they work well for you. It really does make your display look so much nicer if your decorations are standing up tall and straight like they should be, instead of laying flat on the ground, which is always a disappointment. I mean, that's just no good. So I'll end this video here. Thank you everyone very much.